In a world where runners have lost hope of ever racing again, two heroes have emerged with a pretty cool idea.
Let's train for 6 weeks and then do a 5K time trial on October 17th. I'll try to run a 19:59.
And I'll try to run a 17:59.
We're going to try to do maybe a 20-30 5K this morning. So around a 6:40 pace, something like that. It's 2 laps around, pretty flat. So only about 10 foot of gain each lap. So I'm excited. We'll see how it goes.
Not gonna hold it. No, you got it. Push it, push it, push it. Go, go, go.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining us as we get closer and closer to the big October 17th 5K time trial for Michael and I. Big news this week. Michael is down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where he actually, for the previous week's training, ran a real 5K race. And he did that as a warm-up. It was not a full-on effort. It was just a warm-up race. So, Michael, I'm just going to let you take it away. Everybody's already seen the footage at the bumper for this video. So give us your thoughts on how it went, and then afterwards just follow up with the entire week's training, please.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so I was able to actually get a 5K in this week as part of my training. I used it, kind of as my workout. I didn't, like Paul said, I didn't go full effort on it. I went, probably about 90 to 95%. I was running hard, but not quite full effort. We're gonna take a look at the Strava here. All right, so here we go.
Cool.
So I was able to run I think official time was 21:11. It was, according to my watch, a hair short, but they swore it was 3.1. So we'll go with it. I was able to get first overall. Now there's only about 15 people in the race, 15, 16 people, but
Wrong, brother. Way to go.
So a win's a win, right?
Exactly. Never discount it.
Yeah, so according to this, my pace was 6:57 average. I went out really hot. I ran a 6:34 first mile. Yeah. So it was 2 loops basically around the resort here. So the first half mile is all oceanfront road.
Beautiful.
And basically the wind was about 20 miles an hour right in my face. So it was,
man, you doubly earned that 6:34 mile. Holy.
Yeah, it was really tough. So I felt that going out too hard immediately. And then, as you can see, my next split was a 7:13.
Yeah, gotcha. But good for you. That first mile means to me that our time trial is easily within reach. I know it's not going to be easy for either one of us. We are both going to be on the knife's edge, but I love seeing that first mile split. That's awesome.
Yeah. So 6:34, then I ran a 7:13. Like it was that, 2 loops around the resort. So I'm right back on that oceanfront road for another half mile in my face of wind. And then I wrapped it up with a 7:08 with, I had a good push at the end.
Awesome.
So it was a good run. I think my heart rate was a little off. That says 168 beats per minute. I remember when I was racing, it seemed really low that first mile, so I think that's off. It's probably higher than that, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what you get from a watch heart rate monitor.
yeah.
They tend to go all over the place.
So it was a good. It was fun.
That's awesome. I'm glad to see it. I think this is very encouraging. Uh, I think you're right where you want to be. In all truth, I think as long as we tweak what we need to tweak in the time that remains, we've got, what do we got? 11 days left to
Yeah.
day. So I think probably at this point, the cake is baked for as far as training goes. We just need to maintain effort between now and race day. But I think probably at this point, the biggest thing we can do for ourselves is drop as much weight as we possibly can. But So take us through the rest of the week. How many days did you run overall? What was your total mileage for the week, and how did your long run go?
Yeah, so I ran 4 days, total of 25 miles. A couple of easy runs thrown in there, and my long run was actually really good. I sort of flip-flopped my week around because of the race. So I did my long run earlier in the week. Here we can take a look at that. I did 10 miles, and I started off really easy, and I actually rolled down to probably around marathon pace. So I started out 9:24, then I was really consistent, high 8s. And then I started 7, 8, 9, and 10, working my way down in pace. So 7:53, 7:43, 7:45.
How did that back half of that run feel?
It felt really good. I was encouraged by this. I felt strong. It's really, honestly, probably my best long run in quite some time.
Glad to hear this.
Yeah.
This is just such a beautiful. Sorry, go ahead. I'm not trying to step on your toes here.
Some of it could have been the weather. Some of it could have been, the flat and being at the beach. But it was a nice run for sure.
That's awesome. And this is, for me, this week, looking at what you did this week is so promising. It makes me feel so good because, you coming off of that, the 2 weeks ago, having to fend off that cold, and last week for you was just kind of like you getting back in the groove. And I think this week proves that you've found that groove again, dude. I think you're heading into this time trial right where you want to be, and I'm so proud of you for pushing this hard. Rock on. Whether I fail or not, I'm glad to see that you are poised to do what everybody wants to see you do. This is great.
Yeah, it was a good week. It was hard work, and I'm sort of feeling it now, especially coming off the being sick, and I'm not really sleeping at all right now. We're having some issues with our.
Oh, dude, I didn't know we had that in common, but yeah, I'll get into that when I talk about my training.
Yeah, I'm only getting about 4 hours a night right now, so.
Daddy of 2 young kids.
Yeah.
Man, well, that's great. That's really, really encouraging, Michael. I'm glad to see such a great week for you. And before I let you go, before I start talking about my training, let me just ask you about what you have planned for this last full week before we do the deed.
Yeah. So the last week, it's going to be a good week. Probably about the same mileage, about 25 miles. I plan on doing a tempo run midweek, and a couple easy runs, and then a long run. I don't think I'm going to be. That long run's going to be slow. I'm not going to be working down in pace because I want to save what I have for next week.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's hard to believe that this coming weekend for us is like last weekend before we do it. So yeah, you definitely want to keep the intensity, but lose the volume in that last week so that you are still fresh, but you want to do enough of the high intensity stuff so that your legs remember what they need to do when the day comes.
Yeah.
So awesome, man. I'm really happy to see what you got done this week. And sounds like you got a great plan going into the time trial as well.
Yeah.
As far as I go, I think it was a good week for me. Last week for me, I think my total mileage was 67 miles. This week I did 65. Monday, I did an easy 5 miles. I was coming off that 19-miler run to Statesville last week for my long run on Sunday, so I needed to back off the mileage a little bit. I did a 5 on Monday outside. Tuesday, again, was not my speed day. It was another easy day, 7 miles outside again. Both of those, Monday and Tuesday, I maintained like right around 8-minute pace.
Yeah.
8 minutes per mile, I should say, 7.5 miles per hour. Then Wednesday, I did my track workout again, ran 3.1 miles to the track, 3.1 miles home. And at the track, I did a full 10 by 400 interval session. And I had dropped my weight. My weight is all the way down to 141 flat now. And I'll tell you what, I felt the difference. The intervals were, I'm not going to go through every one, but they were, 6 of them were right at 80 seconds. And 2 of them were like 82, and those were my slowest ones. And I was really happy. The final one, I just pushed with everything I had, and I got a 79 in there. I finally cracked into the 70s.
Nice.
So I came away from that feeling great. Thursday, 7 easy, right at 8-minute mile pace. Then Friday was actually the only day that I was on the treadmill. And I went 11 miles. And again, it was kind of a hybrid run. It was a middle long run that also served for some tempo work. So I only took 1 mile to ramp up to 8.5 miles per hour. Then I did a mile at 8.6, 1 mile at 8.7, 2 miles at 8.8, 2 miles at 8.9, 1 mile at 9 miles an hour, 1 mile at 9.1, 1 mile at 9.2. And then instead of doing my usual super ramp at the end, I just went up to 9.3 and just cruised that last mile of the 11 at 9.3 miles an hour. So, and Saturday, 7 miles easy. And Sunday, my intention was to go 18 miles. By mile 5, I changed the plan. I only went 13, but I ran it all on very rolling hills. The whole thing was, and so by the time I got through mile 5, any speed I had was waning fast. I just felt it all over my body that I'd worn myself out. The previous 4 weeks, I hadn't given myself a down week at all, like lowering my mileage is what I mean by that, everybody. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like I'd finally, the time to pay the price for that had arrived. So I did 13 miles. I probably averaged like 8:20 a mile over the whole thing. So, that's why I did a 65-mile week instead of like a 70-mile week. Yeah. But overall, I'm still playing recovery as the next, today's Tuesday. So I've been taking it easy the first couple of days of this week as well. But tomorrow I'll be back at the track, pushing as hard as I possibly can. We'll cover that next week. Yeah, Michael, is there anything else you wanted to add this week?
No, I'm just trucking along, I guess. Last, peak mileage week, I guess, and then we'll be declining. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think we both had a good week. Everybody, stay tuned because it's going to be a close one. It'll be tight for both of us, no doubt about it. But that's what makes this so much fun. We picked a bleeding edge goal, and it's not going to be a gimme. So stick around. The big day's coming quick. And as always, everybody, please comment below. Please like, please subscribe. We appreciate every bit of it. And share your stories as well, because as always, they really, really motivate us. With that, everybody, get healthy, stay strong, keep pushing. Peace out. We'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.